What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to start our first month here. This is going to be the month of April. We'll go through every week of scouting. There'll be 5 weeks. Actually, I think it's just going to be 4 because I don't think the first week we do any scouting. We'll talk about how to start and then what we're looking for. What do we have? Number 1 priority. Okay. So, probably the most important thing for the Seattle Mariners moving forward is going to be position players. Let's check out what we have on the draft board here. Our pick is number 15. So what we want to do is we want to look at number 15 and see who around there could be available in the draft. Now, the number 1 rule, if you ever hear anybody talk about drafts, is you can't miss. Can't miss on your first round. Now, unfortunately, it looks like we've got a lot of starting pitchers around our first round pick. A ton of pitchers. In fact, pretty much every single player in the first round is a pitcher. Wow. We have 2, 3, no. That's crazy. Starting pitcher, closer, relief pitcher, starting pitcher. 1, 2 position players are even available in the first round. This is a very pitcher-heavy draft class. It may be a pitcher this year for us first round, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I would have liked to have scouted a position player. We do have a catcher here. Looks like he's an absolute dog, honestly, from Kansas. Lewis Talley. Seattle Mariners have had good luck drafting good pitchers. The thing that makes me nervous about Talley is if you look at his overall and his potential, his overall could be more than his potential. So that kind of makes me think he might be a dud. I'm going to go down kind of deep into this first round and see if maybe one of these guys could be a little bit of a sleeper. Greg Harnett. We need right fielders. Maybe he's a guy. A switch hitter. Looks like maybe a little bit of pop. Okay. Looks like maybe some good defense. He's 18 from Canada. Let's scout him and just see where he falls. Okay. For our other scouting assignment, this is going to be interesting. So since there's so many pitchers in that first round, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do scout position. But I want to look and see where these guys are from. So this is Ohio, so Central, California, Oregon. So those are all West. Illinois, Central. He's got, okay. Ohio, Central. Cordova, Dominican Republic. Massachusetts. Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic. California. So there's a lot. Indiana. A lot of guys in the Central. A lot of guys international. A lot of guys in the Central. This is crazy. This is the craziest draft class I've ever seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scout a lot of pitchers. Wow, there is a ton of pitching. This is going to be an insane draft class for pitchers. I always think it's a good idea to keep track of stuff. So we want to scout Central and international. And so what we'll do is we'll coordinate that with our scout. So this says positional needs starting pitching. Works great for me. So what we'll do, so we know Greg Harnett, he's getting a lot of interest there because he's a guy that we need. He's ranked 24. We'll see how he goes. Jerry Vogt is our pitching scout. We will scout position here. We'll do starting pitcher. Oh, so you can say, so we'll do starting pitcher. We'll go international. And then we'll go to our scout here and we will discover new prospects and we will go to pitchers in the international as well. Okay. That's going to be our first week right here. Now, the nice thing is he's gaining 15% scouting, hopefully on a ton of pitchers. And we can do that with the Central. Meanwhile, we're trying to sort through some of these position players to see if they're worth anything. Because, boy, everybody's a pitcher. This is crazy. So we'll advance. Let's go to week 2. What have we found? You can see that oh man, we hit the jackpot. So we scouted 25 different starting pitchers, which is crazy. Our guy Greg Harnett ended up potentially being a bust, which is unfortunate. Still not a bad pick, a switch hitter with a little bit of pop, but boy, definitely not the guy that we thought. Okay. What I do want to look at is the guys that we did scout recently. So we're getting some scouting done on all of these different pitchers, which is great. This is exactly what we were after. Hopefully all these guys can fall into... Yeah, dude, we're getting a lot of scouting done. We're scouting all these guys. Now, some of these guys, not that great. Some of these guys do have potential. We're going to let that run for another week, I think. So this is going to be another round of scouting. Okay. This guy discovered another 4. Lewis Talley has fallen considerably on our draft rank. Still very good, but things that I don't care for as a catcher, the fielding to be that high. I don't need his fielding that high. Arm strength and arm accuracy would be great. Hitting is very good. Supposedly. So once again, we're kind of in the mix here to see if there is a outfielder or something worthwhile within the top little bit, within the top round. A lot of relief pitchers. Johnny Cordova, a center fielder with some pop. The problem is we don't need a center fielder with pop. We have Julio Rodriguez. It does not make a lot of sense. Now, Greg Harnett, he's fallen all the way down to 65. Potential second rounder, right? We've got the 54th pick. Maybe he's a second round guy. I doubt he sticks around, though. Somebody's going to pick him up. So maybe we do look down a little more towards the 54th pick. So we're going to go down here and get into the 50s. Now, who's around? We have a shortstop here, Mark Castillo, 19 years old. Not super into that. This is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough draft. I do like the look of Carlos Salazar, switch hitter. Looks like potentially pretty good. It's hard to say exactly. I will scout Carlos Salazar as a left fielder. We'll go to positional needs and we'll switch from right field to left field since we are scouting him. And we'll continue that way with our scouting. We've got 1 week left. Okay. So far, so good for Carlos Salazar. We're still not quite sure what's going on. 2 more pitching prospects were scouted. 29 have been scouted recently. We'll check in on those. Here are the guys that we recently scouted. Look at these guys, huh? A lot of good stuff. So you can see the not ranked on the MLB draft board, but ranked 25 for us. Jamie Gonsolin, we were talking about him a little bit. Jose Cordova, he went from being at the top of the class, now he's fallen back a little bit. Still very good, but not quite as good as what we were thinking Gonsolin is. Ray Geronimo, looks like he's pretty good. Looks like he's almost big league ready, which is interesting. Bats left, throws right. 6'5", 209 from the DR. Great stamina. Great velocity. Wow. Good curveball. 4-seam slider, curveball, changeup, 2-seam. I like that. Okay. Scotty Duvall. No longer really that interesting, right? No, we're not really interested in Duvall. He's fallen down the board. Willie Manuel. Pretty good. So you can see we have scouted a bunch of these guys. Oh, wow. Manuel Vasquez. Look at the potential on this guy. He's 23, but he might be big league ready. Four-seam cutter slider changeup from Puerto Rico. Look at the potential. Wow. We might have to take him. Willie Manuel, not bad. We want to draft people that we know are good. But Manuel Vasquez, boy, he's going to be good. Okay. So there we go. Same sort of thing. I want to finish scouting Carlos Salazar as our top priority here. I just want to see what he ends up turning out to be, if he really is going to be good or not. It kind of looks like maybe he's fallen down a little bit. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Y'all take care.